Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. For this episode, the final vertical fin episode. We're getting close, guys. Hang in there with me. It's been one of them days too. You guys ever have them days where just nothing's going right? Nothing at all. I forgot my cotton flock. The harder you work at it, the worse it gets. I'm having one of them days today. I thought I'd be ready to lay these up first thing this morning, and it's just been one thing after another. I still cannot find my duckbill scissors. They are, I know what happened to them. The ninjas broke in last night and very carefully stole my scissors. They was right here. I just had them. Now they're gone. I just had them the other day. And they are gone. They are not in this shop. They are not in this shop. So I'm going to stick to my story about the ninjas. Okay, guys, this is my cotton flock epoxy solution. Get in these corners. This stuff here, instead of you making up a pastry bag, all we got to do is brush a little on there. And with the compression of the vacuum, vacuuming that foam, this will really squish. Squish it into the corners. Well, it's just been one thing after another today, guys. I know you guys think I'm just playing with that puppy. That little fireball. I'll tell you what. I ain't never seen a little dog with so many places to go and people to see, man. This little dog is just vroom, 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 vroom. She's got ADD bad. She can't focus on anything for more than a few seconds. Then it's off to something else. Every time she's running to something else, she's got to stop and bite at Sammy, trying to get her nose. It is so funny. That little dog is just on fire, man. But yeah, Sammy's really taken to her. And the vet yesterday, when we took puppy to the vet Monday. She said that was probably the best thing we could have did for Sammy. She knows we was worried about her because we took her in for a checkup. And now Sammy, she ain't sleeping there as much because she was just sleeping constantly, just sleep. Now she gets up in the morning with that puppy and they're buds. Sammy will not let that puppy go outside unless she's with her. I am not kidding. Anytime that puppy's outside, so is Sammy. It's funny. We was kind of worried about Sammy, because she's old and grouchy and didn't know she'd take to that puppy, but oh yeah. Oh yeah, she did. We all loved Lexi Poo, and we didn't do it to replace her. We just needed another buddy for Sammy, and we missed her. You know what I mean? We get too attached to this dog. It's pretty cruel that they don't live near as long as us, because we get so attached to them. You know, it ain't just me. There's lots of animal lovers out there. Okay, enough about that drama. But after I get hey, C-Dub, let me call you right back. That's you. Oh, my buddy. Oh, another guy from school. We stay in touch, and he's wanting to get him an airplane. He's seen mine for a long time, and he always act kind of interested, but never just really wanted to pull the trigger. So, now. I'm trying to talk him into a gas trainer, but he wants to go electric. And he'll learn that that's a mistake. Gas is just so much better for a trainer. You can get so many more hours in learning. But he wants something you can just pull out of the truck and go. Charlie, you gotta get a gas trainer. You know, this 40 size trainer. No, but you know, you gotta let him learn. Old Wes kind of went that road, and it didn't take him long to figure out to, you know, the flight times are so short, and I don't know. To each their own, I guess. Try to talk about it, but I'm just glad he's interested and wants to go with us. Him and Wes will be the combo, man. They both talk real loud. John Force's long-lost nephew. This other guy's he's like that too. Get both them in the pits, it's gonna be loud. We're gonna me and poor Calvin's gonna need some ear protection. Wes watches these videos. Nothing bad against you, buddy. Just tends to get a little loud. That's just the way he talks. It's funny. Yeah, we need to put a piece here. These ain't my regular trimming scissors. I look for them dang duck bills all morning. All morning. And I'm convinced the ninjas came in last night. But you know, the thing about the ninjas, they're so careful not to disturb anything. To where there's no trace of them, you know. These are pretty good cutting scissors. I sure like them duck bills though for this. They're called nap shears. It's hard to find them. You go to any carpet laying supply place and they'll have them. They're called nap shears. Crane makes a set. They make some big ones and some small ones, as a matter of fact. And they ain't too bad a price, and they're steel, which means they don't dull real fast like aluminum scissors. That's the bad thing about them Friskers and stuff. Yeah, they're nice and sharp when you get them. You just, you know, you cut some glass and some carbon, and they don't stay sharp very long. I'm going to get all these smaller pieces in here first. Man, guys, flying season's about here. I sure want to go to Mississippi Jets, but I ain't got no one to split the gas with me, and I kind of need to save my money for Kentucky. That's what kills me, is pulling that trailer, man. You know, gas is so expensive anymore, and I am not a rich man. I know a lot of people think I am, but I am not. I'm just like y'all. If I want something, I gotta work for it. I gotta come out here and build something. That's how I've always got my stuff. You know, I used to build for a lot of people around here. You know, when my kids were growing up, because the wife got my paychecks. But she's, you know, was always pretty good about it. If I made it out in the garage, I could use it for airplanes. So that's pretty much what I did, you know, and the whole time my kids were little, I only had one airplane flying at a time, you know. But it was either a 5th scale P-51, I had, you know, ducted fans and all that, but I pretty much just kept one airplane flying. Then I get bored with it and sell it. And get something else. I used to go to a lot of these auctions. Once a year we have one here. And me and Balcom would buy them half-built planes for pennies on the dollar. Just pennies. Here's the trick here, man. You really want to try and lay this stuff in place. But we used to buy a lot of ducted fans, jets like that too. Half-built. And, you know, at the auction, you know, for just pennies on the dollar. Then I'd take them on, have them flying in just a few days. And flying for a year. And end up selling them for pretty much what I had in them, you know. So it's, you know, free flying for a year. And then we'd crash one, not very often. Me or Balcom never did really crash a lot of planes. They lasted us, Balcom, planes lasted that guy for years. Because he'd never sell them, you know. He'd have planes last him for freaking years. But my last P-51, my top flight with that ZDZ-80 in it, I flew that airplane hard for 3 years. Now, I take it, I replaced the wing a couple times because we tore gear out. If you tear gear out of them top flights, you just can't glue it together as good as the factory job, because the way the gear are, the way that plate is, and once you tear it out, you can glue it in there, but it just come right back out. But we had to hook up. We knew the guy that bought all the damaged Great Plains kits. He lived in Oklahoma. I don't know where he got them, but he had everything. And then a lot of times he would take all the damaged kits and make good kits out of and sell them. And if we needed a P-51 wing, we could call him up. And for $100, he would meet us in Blackwell, Oklahoma. We had a brand new Mustang wing. Brand new. So, but so I did go through about 3 wings. But see, I changed the scheme on mine too, so every time I did that, I had to re-monocoat the wing, but I don't like having the same airplane everyone else has got. But after I flew that airplane hard for 3 years, man, I sold that thing on RC Universe for everything I had in it. I sold that plane for $1,800. It sold quick, and the guy who bought it, me and Dad met him halfway. We met him at this flying field. And, oh, he wanted to see that thing fly. He wanted to see it fly. Dad thought I was nuts. I told him, gas it up. Let's gas it up, Dad. Dad just knew right then something was going to go wrong and then crash. We done made that trip for nothing. But I didn't, man. I fired that Mustang up, gave him the show. He was tickled pink. So I sold it for $1,800, and that's about all I had in it. And flew it for 3 dang years. Some planes you can do that with, and some you can't. Some planes you put on RC Universe, man, and well, anymore. I think the economy's so soft too, but anymore planes on RC Universe ain't even bringing 50 cents on the dollar. But I'm ready to get on to some bigger stuff, or some better stuff, or just different stuff. I think I need to make when I'm putting all these back together, I'm going to make a couple videos how to build your Thunder Chief. So these guys, when they get their kits, won't be lost. I just don't have the time to sit down and write a book. Instruction manual. I'd rather just make a few videos, show you the important stuff. Be easier to understand anyway. It's all pretty simple. You know, there's no hard building left when these guys get their kids. Just pretty much where the wood goes, and let's make a few videos. And we're going to get on Chris's Mustang. Kind of excited about that. It's going to be a nice unit, guys. We're going to put a cockpit in it. We're going to really doll it up nice. I'm going to use that chrome paint. And make it look good, man. It's gonna be pretty Mustang. See, I got my pencil marks in there where I marked where all that wood is. So any place there's any wood, we got some carbon. Especially on this edge right here.